everyone, it's Steve from Sneaker Tech Talk, back with another video today. For today's video, we will be taking a look at the 24/7 from Equalize. So without further ado, let's check them out. Alright, so the code name for this shoe was actually the Mako, the fastest predator in the ocean. It is a shark, and that was the code name for it, and we will get into why that was the code name for the shoe. But without further ado, let's take a look at this new basketball shoe. Alright, so before we get into the shoe itself, I did just want to mention this is a newer brand called Equalize, EQLZ. This is their new shoe, the 24/7. It was designed by Aaron Cooper and company over there from the brand. Now, if you're not familiar with Aaron Cooper, he was with Nike for over 25 years, and he designed a slew of basketball shoes for all of Nike's top performance athletes. Most likely some of your favorites from your childhood. I was fortunate enough to meet and spend some time with Aaron Cooper last August in 2023. A fantastic trip, and he mentioned to me last year that he had something cooking up with a brand, and here we are with the Equalize 24/7. So without further ado, let's take a look at this amazing looking basketball shoe. As far as the traction goes on the 24/7, as you can see on this outsole, first of all, the brand does use a solid rubber outsole on the bottom of this shoe right here. Now it is in white and black as far as the overall color. Now what you're getting on the outside of this traction pattern is kind of this wave pattern design on the outside. On the inside of that traction pattern, you have these little nubs that kind of look like shark teeth. They are very pliable to the touch, and they're calling this traction pattern a pressure mapped thin web shark skin traction. What that means, I don't know, but I know Aaron posted a photo of a shark kind of sideways. It looked like it was attacking, and it's very reminiscent of the shape of this outsole right here. It's also very reminiscent of the Kobe 9 traction pattern, kind of the heat map of your foot. I'm very excited to get these on court. From my initial try on upstairs on the hardwood floor, they are very grippy, very tacky, and they make a very loud squeak. So I'm very excited to get these on court. Obviously, time will tell on how they perform, but I'm very excited that they are a solid rubber outsole. They are pliable, and they do seem like they're going to perform great on basically any court condition. Now, as far as the cushioning on this basketball shoe right here, as far as the foam compound wrapping around the midsole right here, this is an EVA foam. It's basically a Phylon material. Now, as far as step-in comfort, you do get a decent amount of compression as far as the foam on the outside of the shoe. But as far as underfoot comfort on this model right here, the brand is using something called supercritical foam. Now, you might ask yourself what that is. Basically, it's a form of plastic, a Pebax plastic that they are using. It is nitrogen infused as far as how they're making it. It's a very resilient and high energy foam compound, and like I mentioned, it is nitrogen infused. It's actually used in a ton of super shoes, a ton of super running shoes, as far as having a ton of underfoot comfort and energy return, and you're getting the exact same thing here in the Equalize 24/7. Now, how does that feel underfoot? So far from my initial try on, it does feel a little bit firm. It does have a very nice bounce back when you do jump up. It has a nice compression and bounce back underfoot. Time will definitely tell as far as how this performs long term and how it stands up to the test of time. But from my initial try on, it is a little bit firm underfoot when you're just walking around. But when you're running or jumping, yes, I was making those motions in my kitchen. It does have a lot more compression, and it's very comfortable and stable underfoot. Now in the heel, it is a little bit thicker, but I believe it does have a 6mm drop to the toe. The forefoot is definitely a lot closer to the floor, so I don't think you're going to have any issues as far as court feel goes. The heel to toe transition is very nice, and one of the things the brand was trying to do was make a very fluid shoe with a very nice heel to toe and medial to lateral transition. And I think the brand hit the nail on the head, because this shoe honestly feels like an extension of the foot with this sock-like upper and this spandex portion around your ankle. It honestly feels like a sock once you get this on foot, and we will cover the fit in just a moment. But as far as the overall cushioning goes, it's very nice underfoot. And this foam compound that they are using, the supercritical foam with that Pebax plastic, it is actually a lot more sustainable compared to what a lot of the other brands are using nowadays. And I think that's something that's not talked about enough, is a lot of these foam compounds the other brands are using, like a ton of EVA, you have the Boost out there with Adidas, and the eTPU foams that a ton of the other brands are using, not as sustainable as what this brand is using. And that is very cool to see that the brand is taking that into consideration. But overall, as far as the cushioning goes so far, you do get a bit of compression in the heel, very nice court feel in the forefoot. Very much looking forward to getting these on court and seeing how they perform as far as the cushioning goes. Now, as far as the fit goes on this model right here, as always, form follows function. Shoe does not function for its purpose. It does not matter how the shoe looks. I don't care. I don't want to performance test it. Obviously, in my opinion, this shoe looks absolutely amazing. Now, as far as the fit goes, it fits like an absolute sock on your foot. And you may ask yourself why it fits like that knit upper on this shoe. And it's basically like a spandex-like material that wraps around your ankle. When you put the shoe on, it's like having a second skin on your foot. It very much feels like a sock, feels very natural, and honestly, it feels like an extension of your foot. As far as the fit goes, I went with my true to size 10.5. I do think wide footers can get away with true to size in these, as these are wide foot friendly. They do taper in just a little bit here in the toe box, but nothing crazy where it's uncomfortable or narrow in my opinion. As far as the overall length in the shoe, I went with my size 10.5, and my toe is basically touching the very end of the shoe, just how I like it in my performance basketball shoes. I like a very snug one-to-one fit, and that's exactly what you're getting with the Equalize 24/7. It's a very form-fitted shoe. If you do like about a thumb's width in your basketball shoe, a little bit of room at the end of the shoe, I would maybe recommend going up half a size. But for me, I'm usually a size 10.5 in mostly everything. That's what I went with this shoe right here, and I have no issues as far as the fit goes. Now, as far as the materials go, like I mentioned, you are getting this knit upper, which is proprioceptive as far as the overall design and comfort of this shoe right here. Around the ankle, you do have that spandex-like collar, and then wrapping around the shoe right here, this white material that goes to the toe box and on the medial side and wraps up the back of the shoe. This is actually a leather material, and it looks like a very nice leather quality in my opinion. I think it's a performance grain of leather that's going to be very form-fitting for your foot, not restrictive, but add the support where you need it on the upper of this shoe right here. And it's a very nice quality of material. So in my opinion, the spandex-like upper right here around your ankle, the knit right here, and the overall leather that wraps around your foot is a very nice overall material choice from the brand. And I'm very much looking forward to getting these on court and seeing how the materials go. But from my initial try on and just in hand look, I'm really loving what the brand is doing here. Sound off in the comments what you guys think as far as the materials go. As far as the support goes on this hoop shoe right here, starting at the back of the shoe, you do have this TPU internal heel counter, which is very sturdy at the back of the shoe, but when you go up to this ankle collar right here, it is very free flowing. You do have great lockdown at the back of the shoe without restricting your ankle at all. Very free flowing on the ankle. It feels very natural on foot. And then on the lateral side right here, this portion, and on the medial side, you do have this plastic TPU plate right here, which offers what I think is going to be great lateral support. Again, time will tell, but you do have this support plate right here on the lateral and medial side. And while we're on the midsole, you cannot tell me that that does not look like a Pippen 2 midsole from Nike. Obviously, Aaron Cooper did design the Pippen 2. It is very reminiscent of that Pippen 2 midsole here on the 24/7. But again, as far as the support goes, you do have that TPU plate on both sides of the shoe. As far as the bottom of the shoe right here, you do have a very wide and stable base right here. Do land awkwardly. This shoe should prevent you from teetering over and spraining your ankle. So overall, as far as the support goes, that internal heel counter at the back of the shoe, the TPU sidewalls on the lateral and medial side. That leather rand I think is definitely going to do a good job of keeping your foot housed within the shoe, and your foot is actually seated housed within this EVA midsole as well. So that's all going to help aid your foot in, preventing your foot from spilling over the side of the shoe, even though you have this knit upper and the spandex ankle collar right here. And I'm not sure if there is a TPU shank plate, a midfoot shank plate, but I do think that this TPU sidewall right here does wrap under the shoe, and that's because this shoe is very stable and supportive at the midfoot while still maintaining flexibility here in the forefoot. So this shoe right here is one of the most anticipated shoes for me of the year as far as performance basketball shoes that just look amazing. The overall aesthetics of this shoe are just something else. It's very reminiscent of like old school Nike basketball shoes that were ahead of their time. One other thing I want to mention is the laces are kind of ribbed. It's almost like they're the same material as this knit material right here. They are a very thick and nice quality lace right here. And again, I did try these on. You can lace these up as tight as you want, and there is no tie down pressure at all. As far as breathability on the shoe, again, you have that knit upper and the tongue is very heavily perforated. So I think these are going to be very nice and breathable on court. As far as the overall weight right here, again, this is a US size 10.5. and the right shoe comes in at 16.1 ounces. So overall, it's not a super lightweight shoe, but in hand, it does not feel heavy at all. So overall, I think the weight of the shoe is going to be a non-factor. So that's going to do it for today's video on the Equalize 24/7, their new basketball shoe here in 2024, designed by Aaron Cooper. I think this is a fantastic looking basketball shoe, and I do think that the performance will follow, because in my opinion, all of the previous basketball shoes that I played in designed by Aaron Cooper, form always follows function. Function is very important to him as far as how his shoes perform, and millimeters matter. Obviously, he paid a ton of attention to detail, and I think this shoe is going to be a beast on court. Due release on May 18th on their website. I will link it down in the description and put it on the screen right here. This white and black colorway is very clean. They also have a all black colorway and an all white colorway. And from what I've heard from Aaron, this shoe will be sticking around for the foreseeable future as far as the colorways that will be coming out and just keeping it on the market. And I'm very excited because I plan on picking up multiple pairs of these. Just the aesthetics alone, I think they'll look great on court and off court. But sound off in the comments of what you guys think of this new basketball shoe from Equalize. But like I mentioned, that's going to do it for today's video. As always, if you guys could like, comment, and subscribe, that definitely helps the channel a ton. And check out my Instagram over at Sneaker Tech Talk, as it is an extension of my YouTube channel with all my pickups, basketball footage, and nostalgia as a whole. As always, thanks for watching today's video, and until next time, peace.
Look, I'm in line with the stars, I'm in sync with the earth. 10 toes deep, flower child from the turf. I never switch sides, like even when I die, I'm a ride for the squad, let of ties in the hearse. I've been on a vibe, kinda hard to describe. I'm in between, I'm good and it's fine, but I'm tired of the grind. Then I come alive in the night to realize I'm in the middle of the time of my life. I'm never so packed for the stack, never lied on the rap. Got a bag from the way that I write it. Queen looking Tyson, do that ass survive, doing 80 to the house. Then I hit it to the sky, change haters on a tirade. Talking to the grip in the face, be still, let that hate stuff fade. We all want the same, we all want a meal in the safe. I wanna live like I'm trying to reach enlightenment. Drill spill from my lips, feel big from the bip. Take a sip till I pass out. Try and